Hey guys, Aggie K here, Well Therapist, coming at you from Tiano's Organics parking lot. Wanted to hop on real quick. I don't have a good angle for this, so I gotta hold it. But I wanted to hop on because I had an interesting conversation with a client about the first thing that they would do if they were handed, their money goal. So if their money goal is $100,000 or $500,000, what would be the first thing they do with that money? And I want you to ask yourself the same thing, because it's a very interesting exercise to kind of reveal what's going on in the subconscious around your money mindset. So, for example, if the first thing that you want to do with the money, with a big payday, with a big payout, your money goal, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve or get, the first thing, let's say a lot of people might say, I pay off my debt. That could tell you that subconsciously you're focused on debt. If that's the first thing you want to get rid of, if that's the first thing you want to do with the money, it could be that subconsciously you think about debt a lot. It's running in the background. It's running that weight, that feeling trapped, that feeling, hey, Keisha, the tapping queen. Oh my gosh, Keisha, I have to tag Donna Henderson in our last live stream about tapping. People continue to have questions about what to say during tapping. Anyways, so ask yourself this question. What's the first thing you do with the payout that you want? Okay, so let's say your goal is 20,000 or 100,000 or 500,000 or 5,000, whatever it is. What's the first thing you're doing with the money? This is a very interesting exercise into your subconscious. Some people will say pay off the debt. My guess is that subconsciously you think a lot about debt, if that's the first thing you want to do with it. Some people might say, buy a car, buy clothes, buy myself stuff. There could be, there could just be that you want that stuff, but there could be I will feel better when I have a better car, when I have a better home, when I have better clothes, I will feel better about myself. So subconsciously there could be a self-esteem issue going on there. Some people will say that they're going to invest in their business. So subconsciously you're wanting to move forward. You're wanting to put more money into your business and get further ahead. There could be going on a trip. A lot of people will say the first thing I want to do with a big payout is go on a vacation, is get a break from my life. Right? So subconsciously what's going on is I don't like my life. I don't like what I'm doing every day. I don't like what's happening because I need to get away. The first thing I need to do is get away. So your subconscious is kind of telling you, it's an interesting exercise for you to see what's the first thing you think of. Pop it into the comments. What's the first thing you would do with your big payout? Hey, Alianka. Alianka's in NYC and she has an event coming up just shortly. You can pop it in the thread there. If you're in New York City, please check her out. She's amazing. So Keisha, you guys, let me know, what is the first thing you do with your big payday? Hey, Jen, and do some investigating around that because it could be very curious. It could be on something fun, right? It could be on something fun. It could be that you need to allow more fun in your everyday. If you're waiting for the money to give you permission to do the thing, you need to let go of that, right? Because that's a block right there. You're using the block as an excuse to not do the thing. And this was the case for my client, because I asked her, you got $100,000 right now today. I'm putting it in your hand. What are you doing with it? And she said, I'm paying off my debt. And I was like, how much is your debt? And she's like, 20 grand. I'm like, that's what you're thinking about? Well, then that's BS. It's just 20 grand. You're getting 100 grand and that's the first thing you're doing with it. It's an excuse to not play bigger, to not fully step in the grand scheme of things. So take a look at how this interesting little exercise could reveal to you what you're needing permission to do. And like, is it a block to just doing that thing, to having more fun, to living your life the way that you want to live it every day? And we can't always take action because we might not have the finances, but we can live joyfully if that's the thing that we're looking for. We can live with adventure. We can live with fun if that's the thing we're looking for. But take a look at, because your subconscious is vibrating at a certain level. And if you're looking for those big income leaps, you have to make those big paradigm shifts internally first, right? So you have to act as if that is all, that you're beyond that. If you're making, if you're making your 6 figures or 7 figures already, are you really caring about paying off all the debt first? Is that the first thing you're thinking about? What's the first thing that comes to mind? For me comes investing, right? That's my goal, is to invest. The first thing I do with that big payout is investment. And the way that I separate my money also speaks to that. And I'm excited about investing. And, a few years ago, before my business took off, I was not excited about saving and not excited about investing because I was in too much scarcity to even go there, to even think about it. Back then, a few years ago, I probably would have said a new wardrobe to feel better because my self-esteem was too low. And I thought that would be, and sometimes those things do help, right? But that's where my thoughts were at. Or pay off the debt, pay off the debt, pay off my kids' school. But, some people will say the first thing they would do with a payout is give it to somebody else. Hey, Tracy, how are you? Tracy Washington, an amazing mentor. Check her out and speaker. Some people will say that they will pay off someone else's debt. They'll pay off their parents' mortgage or their house or, something for someone else. And that also tells you that unconsciously you don't feel worthy to have it for yourself, maybe, or to get yourself ahead or to put it into your retirement or your savings or your investing. So take a look at this exercise and do it for me and post in the comments, what's the first thing you do with the big payout? Because it's a really interesting exercise. And Laura Pauner, money and mindset strategist herself, was the catalyst for this conversation. And check her out. She just got her hot new branding done. Yeah, baby. Love it. Looking good, mama. So think about that, guys. What's the first thing you do with the money? What's the first thing you do with the money? Think about that. Let that sink in. And move around your subconscious and see, what is it actually blocking you from? What's it keeping you from? Is this thing an excuse? Okay. Is this thing an excuse, or is this a legitimate shift that you have to make? So think about that, guys. Let me know in the comments. Is releasing that going to give you permission to have the money? Like, if you have more fun, if you release the debt, if you stop being codependent about giving to everybody else and focusing on everybody else, will that shift you into having permission to have it for yourself, right? And that's a tough one. It's not so simple. So lots of love to you guys. And let me know in the comments, what is yours? What would you focus on first? Love you guys. See you soon.